Good evening, councillors, good evening, members of the public, and welcome to the first committee meeting of the year. It's the 7th of January at Barn Green Room, 7:30. It's the planning committee. Okay, first item on the agenda is apologies. Lucy, any apologies?
No apologies.
No apologies at all. We will note the fact that Councillor Bevan has resigned, so if we can note that for the minutes for his absence. Okay. Item 2 on the agenda is declarations of interest. Arising from this agenda, members and officers are invited to declare any relevant interest notwithstanding this item. Members may subsequently declare an interest at any point during the meeting. Do we have declarations of interest from anybody? No, thank you. Okay, item 3 on the agenda is the minutes of the previous meeting. To receive and confirm the accuracy of the minutes of the planning committee meeting held on the 10th of December 2025. Has everyone had a chance to look through them? Are they happy? Yeah. Tony, you happy?
Yeah.
Michelle? Yeah. Thank you. Okay, a show of hands for all those that were present, if I can approve and sign. Thank you. Item 4 is the Planning Committee Project Report. To receive and review the project report from the committee clerk. Lucy?
No updates.
No updates. Thank you. Item 5 is the public participation. The meeting will recess for not more than 15 minutes to allow any member of the public to address the meeting in respect of items on the agenda. Lucy?
The Parish Council, via this committee, comments and makes recommendations on planning applications affecting the parish. Proceedings during the public session, which will only exceed 15 minutes in exceptional circumstances, must remain under the control of the chairman, to whom all questions and comments on applications or other planning matters must be addressed. All comments on planning applications should be made to the head of planning management at Winchester City Council.
Thank you. Okay, members of the public, this is your chance to address council. Would anyone like to? No? 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 Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I would like to speak as a member of the public,
Okay.
first of all, and I would just like to say that at the meeting on the 10th of December, this council raised a strong objection to the planning application 2502096 FUL at Soak Farm for a proposed brownfield regeneration. As a resident, I very much welcome that strong objection, but I noted that you didn't ask for it to go to the planning committee at Winchester. Bearing in mind that's the development in the gap, and you cited very good reasons for objecting, it would have been a good idea to ask for it to go to the planning committee at Winchester to be decided.
Right.
I haven't looked at the application online, so I don't know how many resident objections there were. If there were more than 8, it will automatically go to the planning committee, but this parish council has the right to ask for it to go to committee even if there are no other objections. So that's just one for you to note.
Yeah.
In addition, I would like to speak as a district councillor in support of the application number 3 on your agenda this evening. I would very much like to support the application at Denmead Bowling Club. The club is a very well-established facility in Denmead and provides important recreational facilities to our community and also to the wider area around. By improving the facilities offered at the club, they will enhance their long-term sustainability, which is critical for survival in the current economic climate. These facilities are part of a long-term programme of improvements at the club, and they are hoping to make other amendments as well, developing the facilities there in terms of solar power, etc. And I would like to commend their vision for the future. I appreciate that the location of the proposed development is in close proximity to the tree root protection areas, but Winchester have allowed houses to be built in closer proximity, and the proposed buildings are wooden structures with a small footprint, which will have less impact than brick-built structures. So I'm asking committee to take that into consideration, please. And I also realise that in supporting this application, as a district councillor who sits on the planning committee, should it come to the planning committee, I will necessarily absent myself because I have a pre-declared interest. So I will, in that case, speak on behalf of the bowling club in support of their application at Winchester's committee, which I have not done previously. Thank you very much.
Good. Any other further comments at all?
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the 19th of November last year, we considered two applications, 25/02244 and the rest of it, but a 5 instead of 45 instead of 44. Two tree applications, DPO applications, and we raised a strong objection to both of them. They were both parish council applications,
Okay.
which has then obviously puts a cost to the parish council for the parish council to object to its own applications. I don't know if you would have any comment on why they were objected to.
I can't remember the reason we gave. Lucy, do you recall a reason why?
No, sorry.
I can't. Yes, I do actually. I believe, if I rightly believe, that the work was too extensive, and I believe at the time, and I brought it to council, and we agreed that the work was too extensive, and that we only wanted to remove the lighting. But we can look into that.
That was the objection you put in.
Yeah.
The works were extensive, but they were parish council's applications.
Okay.
Can
Lucy? Yes,
can I
what's
comment?
going
I have spoken to Francis, the amenities clerk, about this, and in the future we're going to make sure that this doesn't happen. So obviously it's brought to my attention anything that's put in, so I can then tell you guys.
We didn't realise where it came from, did we? We
no,
struggled.
so I have
no idea.
spoken to Francis about that, so that won't happen again.
That's where we came to, when I was like, we just couldn't work out because there's no other documents, there's no photographs, and
no, the application form wasn't actually published until the 29th, and you considered it on all the central responses on the 20th.
Yes, I have spoken to Francis about it to make sure that doesn't happen again. So.
It's just a bit embarrassing when it comes to the planning committee at Winchester and we've objected to
our own application. Yeah. Okay.
And my other point is we were considering an application by Councillor Carson, who has had to put in a retrospective planning application the work that she carried out on her house whilst as a member of this council, works that would have needed planning permission, and she had served on the planning committee. The code of conduct that all councillors sign up to requires that councillors do not bring council into disrepute. Obviously, not putting a planning application in on something you know should have a planning application potentially brings council into disrepute. And you also comment on other applications from other members of the public. I look forward to your response.
We can get a response we meet up. Okay, I can forward a response at those convenience too.
Thank you.
Happy with that? Is that all, Ian? Yeah.
Yeah.
Chair, if I could offer some form of response to what I just...
Yeah, you just do what, a few minutes? This is your opportunity to speak.
Firstly, I was completely unaware that we required planning permission. Bill told us we didn't need it. We were unaware that the permitted development rights on our property had been removed. We weren't aware of that until enforcement visited a couple of months ago to inform us that the straightforward garage extension did require planning permission, and so I welcome the opportunity to regularise that. At the time I was not serving on the planning committee. I had made an innocent mistake in the same way as any other member of the public could do.
Okay. Any other further comments? Councillors, do you wish to address at all? Or are you happy to? No? Okay. In that case, I'll close the public participation. Thank you, Lucy. Okay. Item 6 on the agenda is planning applications. To consider and make comment on the planning applications received from Winchester City Council and any other authority in respect of applications appertaining to the parish of Denmead, as set out in the list of planning applications to be considered. If council members are happy, I will rejig the applications so that we can hear from the members that are currently present rather than have them. Is council happy for me to rejig? So I think if we do them as they are. On the list, we do the bowling club first, and then we do Ant Hill Close afterwards. Show of hands, all in favour? Yep. Thank you. Okay, Lucy?
Yep.
Okay then, so application 3 is the proposed erection of 2 changing room lodges at Denmead Bowling Club, Ashton Park Road, Denmead, Waterlooville. Have you all had a chance to have a look at this at home? Yeah?
Yep.
So for those of you, roughly what they're asking for is changing rooms to look like that. Okay. As District Council Paul Alfred Smith mentions, I did take note also of the tree report, that at this time he's unable to do that, but as well pointed out, I don't think that's something we needed to consider at this time. My thoughts and feelings are I don't have any objection to this. I'm quite happy for this to go through, and as mentioned previous, we should support our groups in the village, and this is something that I think is well worth it and continues to do well for its members, etc., in and out of the village. So I have no problem, but what do other councillors feel?
No problem.
No?
I second it if that's a motion.
I might make it one in a moment. Do you want to hold still?
In principle, I haven't got any particular issue with the application, Chair. I couldn't find any objections from any public members, so I'm gathering that hasn't changed since I last looked on Monday night or whatever it was.
I checked earlier today. There was nothing.
Okay.
No, only supporting.
And I think the comment from the member of the public earlier in terms of the bowling club, beg your pardon, district councillor in terms of earlier, in terms of supporting the initiatives of the local communities, bowling club in this case, anything that the parish can do to support those activities within obviously lots of reasons, but certainly in this particular case I wouldn't have any issues, especially with there's no concerns by the local residents. So, yeah.
Anyone else? Councillor Harrison?
I looked at it today. Just looking at the trees, obviously the tree officers objected to it, but I don't know what the foundations on that. I can't imagine it's going to be that deep. I don't know, to be honest. So, I don't know, objection to it.
Okay. In that case, I propose that we no objection and that we support the application.
I second it.
Seconded by Councillor Berry. Can I have a show of hands all in favour to support?
Thank you.
All right, that's it. Okay. You can go now, or you're more than welcome to stay for the rest. It's up to you. Yeah. Okay. Application 4. Then we move on to, which is to convert existing double garage into living accommodation, retrospective, and it's the Larks, 39 Ant Hill Close, Denmead. And as noted earlier, and obvious reasons, it is for Councillor Carson, who's a fellow member, just so we can note that. Let me just see if I can bring up some. TV's gone to sleep.
Yeah, she did. Says that.
Did she? She said to me. Be a good idea too. That's fine. We wouldn't have to. So just to note that we will declare an interest, although that I have heard from the clerk we didn't need to. But I'm happy to declare an interest with. Yeah. Okay.
Trying to open the public participation.
Because you've all got an interest, you can discuss it.
Okay, fine. I'm happy to open the public session. Okay.
I
I think you need to note that you all have an interest to declare because you all know Councillor Carson, but you don't have a personal interest.
I will point out that when Councillor Cheney's Planning Commission was discussed, no councillors declared an interest. When Kevin Andreoni's Planning Commission was discussed, whilst he recused himself from this discussion, no declarations of interest were made, and that's negative.
Okay. As I've already noted that we do know... Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I know also that I don't believe that at the time that the conversion was done, I was a serving councillor. So that wouldn't support the council district.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, before we close, I will clarify that Councillor Carson was a sitting councillor when the work was carried out.
Okay, thank you. I'll close the session now. As I noted already that we do know Councillor Classman, we will all declare an interest to that fact, but there is no pecuniary interest or financial gain, so we are encouraged to continue to talk. Okay, thanks. Right, let's see if I can do that. So we've all had a chance to look at home some of the documents that we've had to look at. If I just show you some of the plans. Okay. Let's do that one. Okay, can you all see that well?
Yeah.
So at the top there we've got the front elevation and the proposed on the right hand side. First floor to the left, and then underneath it is the ground existing and proposed. So it just shows exactly what has happened in the development before and after. And if I have a look, the works were completed on the 6th of November 2023. Okay.
No, they weren't. They were completed earlier than that, I believe.
Okay. That's what I've got online, so I'll follow what's recorded for the application, which is the 6th of November 2023. So it's retrospective, so it's seeking plan permission after the works have been completed. Councillors, what are your thoughts? Any input, any views at all?
Yeah,
Councillor Harrison.
I've had a look at it, and everything kind of states when you look online that planning permission is typically not required unless you've had permitted development rights removed. Now, if they made a mistake and didn't realise that, I've fallen foul of that myself, so I don't really have an issue with it, to be honest. I'm quite happy to support that.
Okay. Other councillors' input? Councillor Ranger?
Looking at the neighbourhood, there seems to be other properties. I could see two, maybe more than that. Is this right?
I saw two.
You saw two as well, that have had similar, I wouldn't say the same, because I can't see it's just a drive past, but they've had similar type of work. So whether or not a precedent has been previously set or not, don't know. I couldn't find anything in the archives of the previous applications, number one, but on the basis that properties close by to this particular application in Ant Hill have had similar work. It doesn't look to me as if it would be out of place in terms of the development that's being proposed, or not the development, but beg your pardon, the retrospectively application for development. So I'm curious that there's not been any feedback, good or bad, from any of the neighbours that I could find either. So unless, again, I only looked on Monday, I didn't look yesterday or today, apologies, Chair, but unless there's anything else that's cropped up that you've caught, I wouldn't have a particular issue with it. As Councillor Harrison made a comment earlier, you know, if it's a mistake that was made and retrospectively and it's now been put right, that's a good thing. And the fact is that it's actually been identified and now needs to be addressed. And that's the right thing to do, I think, in this particular case, objections from local neighbourhood, and other properties, two other properties I could see have had similar development previously, then I wouldn't have a big issue with it in terms of recommending an approval.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Berry, Councillor Snellgrove, any input? No? May I have a proposal, please?
I propose we say, go ahead, it's done, we've got no objections.
Thank you, Councillor Berry. Do I have a seconder? That's Councillor Ranger. Okay, so can I have a show of hands, please, for Councillor Berry's proposal? All in favour? That's unanimous, so there's no need to do further. Thank you. Lucy? Okay. Well done, Deb, so you can stay or go, it's up to you. All right, thank you. Okay, so let's go back to the top of the planning applications now, which is planning application number 1. And that's a single-storey rear extension, rear dormer and roof alterations, new detached garage, amended description, and that's Elmhurst, Hamilton Road. For those that don't know, Elmhurst is just past Glassbowl, heading back to the village, and it's the house literally on the corner. I believe it's 4 houses down. I can have a look for you as well. Yeah. Let's go back. I've got rid of that.
While you're searching for that.
Yeah, please.
While you're searching for that.
Councillor Ranger.
Part of my regular dog walk past this particular property, and I noticed that next door have had some quite extensive work done recently, just been completed, as well as the houses behind have had some recent work done to convert the bungalows into quite large chalet bungalows. Personally, I would think it actually would tidy this up, because the way that it's joined up, from my recollection of Elmhurst to the property next door, is actually by a small ridge that joins the 2 garage areas together, basically. And I noticed that they wanted to develop a new detached garage because their cars are in the front as opposed to down the side with a useless garage. I don't see a particular problem with this, in my opinion, on the basis that the properties, both as you're looking at the house to the right and to the rear, have all been quite extensively developed. And again, I couldn't see any concerns from any local residents accordingly. So on that basis, I don't see a reason for me wanting to object to this one. So I would support this.
Okay. Let's just load up. So yeah, you're absolutely right. The one to the right-hand side has had work done before, and it will bring it into the same look. It's the one on the left, which remains a bungalow. And if we go back to the original, the hedge is going to remain. So the garage, which will be situated here, which will be pitched, and the actual property it slides hidden behind the hedge. So I don't think it will therefore have much impact from the garage point of view. The house itself is slightly different, but yes, there is a precedent already set next door. I did notice, if we look at...
There's no significant trees in there, it's just a hedgerow on the front, which is going to stay there anyway, from my understanding of the plan.
Let's bring up some 3Ds. You've probably all seen these already. I don't know why I didn't save them before. Not over there. I did notice that they have floor to roof windows, which changes slightly the street scene. Wooden front materials and stone, where next door is brick face and brick tiled currently. So that's a change of materials, that won't be in keeping.
You say to the front side, Chair, but it does actually say on the application it's to the rear, the extension.
Let me bring up.
Unless.
Yeah, it was not loading up now.
Needs more memory.
It's new. It's not going to load now.
It's the Wi-Fi.
It's like some
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's really weak. There we go. So that's the front. We've got the garden here in the back.
So that.
So it will be Councillor Ranger, yes?
So, sorry, on that basis, something not quite right then, because the application says single-storey rear extension, rear dormer and roof alterations, and new detached garage. Doesn't talk about the front. I'm assuming that's the front of the property, whereas here they're referring to everything in the rear.
Because
rear
the garage
dormer,
is
rear
just
extension
here.
and the roof. So either the picture doesn't tie up with the application, or the application doesn't tie to the picture. So I would take back a little of what I previously said on the basis that the commentary or the proposal that's like outlined in the application doesn't quite marry up to what the picture looks like.
Agreed. There we go. There's another one for you.
So that's correct on the plan.
Yeah. So that's the one in which we'd go by.
Whereas the proposal details are slightly different.
There is an extension at the back as well.
Yeah, they've got it. Just here. This is where the little line is. Can you see it just there? There we go. So that's the rear extension, rear dormer and roof alterations, which will be here at the front. Yeah?
Sorry, I'll do it. Chair, the proposal that states in here talked about the rear extension and rear dormer and roof alterations. As far as I can see from the plan, and when I walk past, I'm assuming that's to the rear of the property, to the left of that plan. Whereas the front of the building, on the right-hand side of the plan, that's the front of the building,
Yes.
and that's now got a complete change of face. Because the current windows and the format of the bungalow today is completely different to what it looks like on those pictures.
Yeah, there we go. There's a bit more of a block plan for you. So from that, it's the rear, it's the garage, and to the right-hand side. But yeah, there is. I've got Google Maps. Yeah, so they're going up. Yeah. Yeah, so they're going upstairs. That's where this block plan comes from. Yeah. That's what it will look like.
Yeah.
So how do councillors feel?
Personally,
I think
there were no public objections to it.
there was no comments. No.
You mentioned about the double height windows, but there's another house further down Atwood Road that's had exactly the same sort of thing done to it, so I don't think it's out of place personally.
Next door has already had work, but they've gone up. Yeah.
But there's another one further down past Frankie's Field towards the White Hart that's got a good double.
Oh yes, that one. Yeah, that came. Yeah.
So, yes.
So there we are. Can I have a proposal if there's no more other comments or input? If council's unhappy, we can ask it to go to Winchester. You don't have to make the decision ourselves.
I think there's a concern with the street scene in some respects. I think it's a bit different.
I think it's a bit different.
Sorry?
Yeah, I think it's a bit different. Although it will be hidden,
Yeah.
a certain amount of it will be hidden. I still think that's quite a big change for what we're used to, and I understand a little bit down the road has been done, but yeah, I think that's a little too much. That's my opinion. Anyone like to make a proposal?
I don't think we should approve it in this case, at this level. Maybe it goes to Minister, I don't know. I just think it would look a bit very different to the current thing, and not very different to the current thing, and therefore it's a bit big and brash. the village as well, so straight in front of you. And I've got some reservations. The more I think about it, the more I see the picture now that it's trying to work it out in terms of proposal wording, but I've got some reservations that I wouldn't be comfortable.
Apart from the front, as you say, what you can see, I haven't really got that much objection against
No,
it. I would
it's the
like to.
front.
I would probably remain neutral on this one. That's how I'm feeling. So if council of the mindset to remain neutral, we can send it to Winchester to. Unless you want to something else.
It's going on to the street scene. It was confusing to say that it's a rear proposal and work, yet the front has been made different.
That's by the roof alterations and new detached garage. Yeah.
So I'm in the mind of querying it and objecting because it doesn't go far enough. It just says rear and not front.
Okay. Would you like to make that into a
I
proposal?
propose that we object because the application says rear, yet it's front as well.
And that we'd like it to go to Winchester?
Yeah, committee, yeah.
It's certainly not clear on the proposal versus what they're paying on the front, that's for sure. So that proposal, councillor
Yes.
Benson, I'd second that.
Okay. Did we have a seconder from Councillor Ranger? Okay. Can I have a show of hands all in favour of that proposal? Okay. All against? And all who abstain? I'm going to abstain neutral. Right. Thank you very much. Application 2 is the single-storey flat roof rear extension at 11 Ashling Gardens, Denmead. We've all had a chance to do this one as well. I had a look at this one as well, and I've been round, and there's no street impact. The only concern I have is for the parking. The parking round that there at the moment is quite horrendous. Thanks, Ian. There's currently space for 2, with many of the other cars parking on the street. So when you increase a house with another bedroom, normally you're supposed to find allocation for parking. It's normally 2 for 2 and 3, and 4 is free.
And does it mean that the flat roof rear extension is actually for a bedroom?
It is for a bedroom. It is for a bedroom, yeah. Let me bring it up. I'll look at that one as well.
Does that only affect, does that only when it's a new build, or does that also apply to
It's the same.
extensions? I'm not really sure. No.
Let me have a look.
Yeah.
Because most people have more than 2 cars.
Yeah.
If you've got a house of bedrooms, it's big, you'll be into the house.
Let's have a look.
That's not.
So, let's have a look.
Which one? Ashland Gardens, that's the one.
Opposite Denmead Tyres, or Forest of Beer, sorry. It's that, yeah.
Can you bring up the drop down, please?
Yeah.
Yep, here we are. Let's see what we've got here. So it's in like a cul-de-sac. So that's what they'd be having done at the rear. Got it? That's that one. Okay. And if I bring up another one, location plan, that will show you. This is the one with the little cul-de-sac that shows you. There it is. Yep, so the Forest of Beer is just over here. Yep, you pull in. So at the moment, at the front here, there is space for 2 cars, and 1, 2, 3, maybe half a dozen park along the pavement here, which I noted this evening on my way here. I took a quick spin round, and there's cars bumped up on pavements, etc. But as for the extension itself, if you can note, next door's also here. It has no impact really and it's a flat roof. I don't see no reason to object against the build itself.
Right.
My only comment would be to note the parking space may be an issue. Other than that,
But what could they do about it then? Parking, that is.
what could you do? There's
There's
nothing.
no other physical
They-
space.
I mean, admittedly, they have space in the front of their property, which is grassland, which is the front garden.
Okay.
They could
Yeah.
take a little bit of that away and put extra space in for parking.
Hmm.
A lot of people do take some of their front gardens to do that. It's not for us,
Yeah.
but
Can I remind the committee that
that's very-
Winchester has got a document which says number of bedrooms, number of parking spaces, so therefore we should be able to object because of parking. You try getting a fire tender or
Yes,
ambulance
I
down
mean-
there to
Good
turn
point.
out.
Good point. Councillor Barrett.
what did I save here earlier? So, having a look. So size of dwellings gross, 1 bedroom, obviously one space. 2 to 3 dwelling is a 2 space per dwelling, and a 4-bed dwelling is a 3 space. So if they go to 4, which this extension will do a 4th bedroom, they should have space for 3, really, if you follow.
You can't approve it on the basis that they have to park in one space in their front garden.
Now we can object because there's not an amount of parking spaces and also because that they would have to park on the road and then emergency services would have difficulty in turning around and attending any incident on that.
Do you have a front view picture of the...
Not a front view, no. So that's, it will be a 4th bedroom added here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think Councillor Berry does raise a good point regarding the emergency vehicles and stuff, because knowing that road, little that I do, it's always been very difficult. Once you've driven down it, it's always difficult to do a 3-point turn around of it and come back out the same way. Imagine a fire truck doing that.
Well, fire trucks will ram you out the way, and they will ram you out the way.
So I think
But ambulances, not so much.
that the correct thing would be to reject it on the basis that whilst we haven't got a problem with the rear extension, we do have an issue regarding the parking, and therefore our objection would be about the parking.
Perfectly put. Is that a proposal?
Yes.
I said that.
Councillor Bay will second it. Okay, can I have a show of hands all in favour?
Can we note that it will be difficult for the emergency services to turn around in that cul-de-sac if the cars are parked on there?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. And Lucy can also note the comments about the parking that Councillor Ranger raised. So that was unanimous, thank you. And yeah, they may address that themselves, they may look at the front, it's up to them.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay.
Thank you, that's planning applications. Item 7, back to the agenda, is decisions received. There have been no decisions received since the last meeting. New planning applications, item 8 on the agenda. Lucy? No planning applications come through, so that's 0. Item 9 on the agenda is social media, to discuss and determine action on what content could be added to the Parish Council social media channels. Nothing really.
Councillor Harrison, but on the social media, we normally just put on social media the applications that we've
Yeah, that's now standard, isn't it, really? Decisions, that's just standard.
Yeah.
But that's standard now,
Yeah.
so other than that, nothing. So item 10 is matters for the next agenda, to receive any matters for the next agenda. Councillor Ranger.
There was an application, there was a request from an appeal.
Yes.
That-
That's confidential.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
no
fine.
comment.
Lovely. No other matters, so item 11 on the agenda is the confidential report to pass